is it good to have sex with your partner to know if both of you are sexually compatible? Sefi.
Why did they call my name? Okay, I don't believe in sexual compatibility. Personally, I believe that anybody can have sex with anybody.
She doesn't believe, eh? It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Go ahead.
No, I feel that you learn each other's bodies. Like how bad, as long as you don't have, both parties do not have a medical condition. It's not a case of a medical, constraint. If that is the case, then you go to the hospital and get help. But if it's two adults who are mature enough and have two working genitals, I think that at most you can learn each other's bodies. And people that those days now, parents time, the strangers who didn't even know each other get married and they still do well. And what is sex? Sex is cheap. You can have sex with many people. How many people can you test compatibility? Really?
Okay, but
people have tested compatibility. They are sexually compatible, but
it still not work.
It still not work.
Okay, but what if there's a medical condition and the partner is hiding, and then it may have.
If you don't trust your partner enough to, are you sure you're not hiding something? Take the person to the hospital.
No.
To get tested.
What I have a problem with that. Well, it doesn't mean that I'm permitting sex before marriage. I'm just saying that only thought of I don't trust, that's the only point I'm going to go to the hospital. I think that's one of the things you should be sharing. Since you don't believe in sexual compatibility, one of the things you should be saying henceforth is that there are several medical routines, right, and tests that helps to certify a certain level of sexual health first, right? Now, if we have dealt with that, like Sefin, that's where the Sefin's factor now comes, the Sefin ideology now comes in. If there is no medical condition limiting the sex to happen or happen greatly, right? Because there are some that happens, is another thing for it to happen greatly. Right?
Okay.
So when you now get into the marriage, you can learn anything. That's the Sefin's ideology. So you can say, just go and do the test to verify that. Although this information I'm sharing with you now is very personal, so we are sharing our personal ideology. I just saw a message now. I think I'll leave it. I'll read it when we get there. So you can as well do your test and get there. But like Sefin added, you can sleep with 200 persons and be sexually compatible, yet it will work, right? So if you ask me personally, one of the ways to keep a relationship, plus and minus the Bible and righteousness and holiness, keep it very interesting and keep it and make it something you want to look out for, is to remove the sex part of it as much as you can. If you do, you have a very interesting. It will even help you. I used to share one story.
To help you know what you have, whether it's relationship or sexual affair.
I used to share a story of one of my friends who said that the pastor kept telling her of how bad the boy she was dating was. Kept telling, and every single time. But when that boy comes, she will be the first to say, "Look at what they said about you. Look at what somebody came and somebody." The boy just manages to slide into her. It is in that process she begins to insult the pastor and others. The confusion that happens. So the boy already knew the weak points. When she's shouting on the phone, the question, "Don't worry, let us see." So say, "Just let us see. If we see, don't worry, I will explain." The explanation is just to get a space. And so then she's ready to say, "No, this one, and you have to do. Look at what they say you did. Look at what I heard. Look at what I saw on your phone. Look at what." So that's a point. That helps you to understand that sometimes sex would remove the part where you begin to have personal conviction, understanding, and the quality insight. Sometimes your sense. What you just need sometimes to be able to look at something without an emotional attachment and say, "Yes, I like this person, but then is this what I really want?" Some people are in relationships for 20 years, not because that relationship was worthy, but something just kept them. They were just entangled. That's the word. So to avoid being entangled, move away. That is, if you're a Christian, you must abide by the principles. You know why? Anything you believe in, there are principles and values that govern it. And if you break it, like the Bible said, he that breaks the edge is happy to bite, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So all right, so at that time you also have to now understand that whatever you do that is against the ordinance of your faith, it has its consequence. So you also want to avoid such consequences as well. That settles it.
Okay, I would like to add that beyond sexual compatibility, right, there's also what they call sexual safety. I think safety comes first before compatibility, because people have gotten involved in things and people sexually that they ended up regretting. So you want to be safe first before you think about compatibility. And then, like KJ said, sometimes when you get physically entangled with someone over time, some people still get mind. For those of you that will get mind, no wahala.
I guess people will get mad. Yeah. When you see
anything,
I
can
not
see
there.
yes, I can
no
see
matter
things,
how you do,
I can see things straight. For some people, fine. Some people, however, don't have the ability to think. Sure, if they even like somebody, they've not even had sex, the person has not even talked to them, said the mumu button is already activated. Not to talk of you now go all the way. So, but it's always safer to avoid sex as much as possible. What else? Yeah.